Sometimes you don't lose confidence in yourself all at once. It doesn't happen with a single mistake or one fall. It fades in silence, little by little, every time you doubt your inner voice, every time you compare yourself, every time you betray what you know is right just to fit in. And when you finally realize it, you no longer recognize the person you once were. Welcome to the Unbreakable Stoic, a space created to remind you who you are when the noise fades away. Here we don't offer empty phrases or temporary motivation. Here we strengthen the mind, because true confidence is not born from external applause, but from inner mastery. Stoicism teaches that confidence is not arrogance or absolute certainty, it is coherence. Marcus Aurelius wrote that peace and strength come from living in accordance with reason and virtue. When your actions align with your values, confidence arises naturally. But when you drift away from them, something inside you begins to break. Many people believe that a lack of confidence comes from external failures. But the Stoics knew the real cause is internal. Epictetus expressed it clearly. It is not events that harm us, but the judgments we form about them. When you interpret every mistake as proof of your incapacity, you are training your mind to distrust itself. The loss of confidence almost always begins with dependence. Dependence on approval. Dependence on recognition. Dependence on outcomes you do not control. And Stoicism is radical on this point. Anything that does not depend on you cannot be the foundation of your personal worth. If your self-esteem depends on the external world, it will always be unstable. Seneca warned that anyone who lives to please others will never live at peace with themselves. Every time you act against what you know is right to avoid rejection, you weaken your character. And when character weakens, confidence collapses. Losing confidence in yourself does not mean you are weak. It means you have lost your center, that you have handed your power over to external factors, that you have allowed other voices to become louder than your own. The Stoic does not eliminate doubt completely, but learns not to obey it blindly. Ryan Holiday explains that inner strength is built when we stop reacting and start responding with intention. Confidence is not feeling invincible. It is knowing that even when you fail, you can preserve your dignity, that even when you doubt, you can act with principles. One of the most common mistakes is believing that you need to feel confident in order to act. Stoicism reverses that logic. You act according to virtue, and confidence follows. James Clear explains this from modern psychology. Identity is formed through repeated actions. Every small, coherent action rebuilds confidence from within. Before speaking about practical advice, you must understand this foundation. Confidence is not recovered by seeking safety, but by cultivating character. It is not rebuilt with words, but with decisions. It is not strengthened by avoiding fear, but by facing it with reason. If you have lost confidence in yourself, it is not the end of the road. It is a signal, an invitation to return to yourself, to stop living scattered, to regain control of the only things that have always been in your hands: how you think, how you act, and how you interpret life. Stoic confidence does not come from feeling prepared, but from knowing who you are, even when you are not. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that no one can harm your character without your consent. And that idea is key. When you lose confidence in yourself, it is almost always because you have allowed external circumstances to define your inner worth. You have confused results with identity. You have believed that failing means being a failure. Stoicism cuts that belief at the root. Epictetus taught that there are two paths: living as a slave to what you cannot control, or living as the master of your mind. True confidence appears when you accept that you cannot control others' opinions, the past, or final outcomes, but you can control your effort, your intention, and your response. When you base your self-worth on those things, it becomes unbreakable. Most people lose confidence because they judge themselves harshly, but without wisdom. They attack themselves for past mistakes, constantly replay what went wrong, and turn an experience into an identity. The Stoic instead sees error as information, not condemnation. Seneca said that to err is human, but to persist in error is a lack of reflection. Confidence weakens when you do not learn. It strengthens when you extract lessons. There is a silent trap that destroys confidence: constant comparison. Comparing yourself to others' progress, to the lives they display, to paths that are not yours. Stoicism considers this a waste of vital energy. Marcus Aurelius warned that wasting time measuring yourself against others means forgetting your own task. Your path does not need to resemble anyone else's to be valid. Confidence also erodes when you live divided. When you think one thing, feel another, and do something else entirely. That inner incoherence creates friction, and over time, exhaustion. The Stoic seeks alignment, not perfection, but coherence. Every time you act according to your values, even in small ways, you strengthen self-respect. And self-respect is the foundation of confidence. Ryan Holiday expresses this in modern terms. Ego seeks external validation, discipline seeks internal stability. When your confidence depends on praise, likes, or recognition, it will be fragile. When it depends on your ability to keep promises to yourself, it becomes solid. The Stoic does not ask, "What will they think of me?" but "Am I acting with integrity?" Another deep cause of lost confidence is the fear of disappointing others. Fear of failing them, of not meeting expectations, of not being enough. But Epictetus was direct. If you live to meet others' expectations, you will never live your own life. Every decision made from fear weakens self-confidence. Every decision made from reason rebuilds it. James Clear explains that confidence is built through personal evidence. You do not need to convince yourself with words, you need internal proof. And that proof comes from small, repeated, coherent habits. Getting up when you said you would, saying no when you know you should, standing firm when it would be easier to give in. Each of these actions sends a silent message to your mind: I can trust myself. It is important to understand that confidence does not eliminate doubt. The Stoic doubts but does not freeze, feels fear but does not surrender. The difference is not in the emotion but in the response. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the obstacle to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Stoic confidence is forged by facing obstacles, not avoiding them. If today you feel that you have lost confidence in yourself, do not punish yourself for it. Observe it, understand it, and recognize that this loss is not permanent. It is the result of habits, interpretations, and decisions that can be changed. Stoicism does not promise a life without doubts. It promises a mind capable of moving forward despite them. There is a crucial point Stoicism makes clear, and one many people ignore. Confidence is not recovered by looking outward, but by returning inward. When you seek external signals to feel secure, approval, quick results, recognition, you place your stability on unstable ground. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself that the soul is disturbed not by what happens, but by the judgment it makes about what happens. Change the judgment and you regain control. The loss of confidence is almost always accompanied by a harsh internal narrative, a voice that repeats past mistakes, exaggerates failures, and anticipates negative futures. Epictetus taught that we must examine our impressions before accepting them as truth. Not every thought deserves belief. Not every emotion deserves to guide your actions. Confidence begins when you decide not to automatically obey every idea that crosses your mind. Seneca warned that an undisciplined mind becomes its own enemy. When you do not train your thinking, you end up living under its rule. The Stoic, instead, cultivates observation. He notices when doubt appears, but does not identify with it. He understands that feeling insecure does not define him, surrendering to it does. Another deep cause of lost confidence is lack of direction. When you lack clarity about your values, any external opinion can destabilize you. Stoicism insists on living according to clear principles, not because the world approves of them, but because you have chosen them consciously. When you know why you do what you do, others' opinions lose their power. Confidence also weakens when you avoid discomfort. Every time you run from what is difficult, you reinforce the idea that you are incapable. But every time you face discomfort with calm, even if you fail, you strengthen your character. Marcus Aurelius said that fire grows stronger with what tries to extinguish it. Stoic confidence is forged exactly this way, by facing resistance. Ryan Holiday explains that real growth happens when you do what is right, even when it feels uncomfortable. Confidence is not born from feeling ready. It is born from acting with integrity when it would be easier to retreat. Every decision aligned with virtue, no matter how small, rebuilds your identity from within. It is important to understand that no one can give you confidence back. Not a mentor, not a book, not an inspiring quote. They can guide you, but the work is internal. Epictetus was radically honest. No one is free who does not master himself. Recovering confidence is recovering that mastery. It is stopping reaction and beginning choice. James Clear reinforces this from modern psychology. You become what you do repeatedly. If you act like someone who respects himself, even when you doubt, your mind will begin to see you as someone worthy of trust. It is not magic, it is accumulated evidence. Stoic confidence does not shout. It does not impose itself. It does not seek validation. It manifests as calm, firmness, and consistency in the ability to remain faithful to your values even when no one is watching. That is the kind of confidence that does not break under criticism or disappear with failure. If today you feel disconnected from your inner security, do not see it as defeat. See it as a call to discipline. An invitation to rebuild yourself from the essential. Because true confidence is not found, it is built, and it is built in silence, through coherent actions and a trained mind. There is a truth Stoicism repeats in many ways, one that is uncomfortable for the ego. No one becomes confident without first facing their own fragility. Authentic confidence is not believing yourself invulnerable, but knowing you can hold yourself together even when you fail. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that a person is not strong because they never fall, but because they rise with dignity and reason. Many lose confidence because they confuse personal worth with immediate success. When things do not go as expected, they interpret the result as a verdict on who they are. The Stoic does not make this mistake. For him, worth lies not in the outcome, but in right intention and correct effort. Epictetus was clear: if you have acted according to virtue, there is no failure, even if the world does not approve. Confidence is destroyed when you abandon yourself. When you say you will do something and you do not. When you know you must set a boundary and you do not. When you betray your principles for comfort. Each of these small withdrawals weakens self-respect. And without self-respect, lasting confidence cannot exist. Seneca warned that the greatest harm does not come from external blows, but from internal neglect. Neglecting your character is neglecting your strength. That is why Stoicism insists so strongly on daily discipline, not as punishment but as care. Discipline is a way of telling yourself, I matter, my word matters, my conduct matters. When you begin to live with coherence, even in small things, something inside you repairs itself. It does not happen overnight. It does not feel like euphoria. It feels like stability, like a quiet calm that does not depend on external circumstances. That is the confidence Stoicism seeks: sober, firm, difficult to break. Robin Sharma says that consistency beats talent when talent is undisciplined. The Stoic has understood this for centuries. You do not need to feel confident to act correctly. You need to act correctly to become confident. Action precedes emotion. Behavior shapes character, and character sustains confidence. At this point, it is important that you understand something fundamental. Recovering confidence in yourself does not mean becoming someone else. It means returning to who you were before you became scattered, before fear, comparison, and external pressure took control. Stoicism does not promise to eliminate doubt forever. It teaches you not to be ruled by it. It teaches you to move forward with reason even when emotion trembles. It teaches you to build an identity based on principles, not moods. If you have made it this far, you have already taken an important step. You have recognized that confidence is not begged for or waited on. It is trained, it is cultivated, it is strengthened through conscious choices. And now that you understand the foundations, you are ready for something more powerful, bringing this philosophy into daily action, because theory without practice falls short. And in the next section, these ideas are transformed into 6 powerful, clear, and applicable principles, so you can begin rebuilding your confidence today, quietly, without empty promises, with Stoic discipline. Confidence is not recovered by thinking differently, but by acting differently. The first powerful Stoic principle is this: rebuild confidence by keeping promises to yourself, even small ones. Do not try to prove anything to the world. Start by proving it to yourself. If you say you will wake up early, do it. If you say you will finish something, finish it. Every kept promise, no matter how small, sends a clear message to your mind. I can trust myself. Epictetus taught that character is formed by habits, not intentions. The second principle is to stop negotiating with your principles. Many people lose confidence because they silently betray themselves. They say yes when they want to say no. They stay silent when they should speak. They act against what they know is right out of fear or convenience. Marcus Aurelius insisted that nothing weakens the soul more than living in contradiction with oneself. Every time you choose coherence, even when it is uncomfortable, you strengthen self-respect. And where there is self-respect, confidence begins to return. The third principle is to train your inner dialogue the same way you would train your body. You cannot recover confidence if your mind is a constant battlefield. Seneca warned that an undisciplined mind becomes its own worst enemy. Observe how you speak to yourself when you fail. Do you destroy yourself or instruct yourself? The Stoic does not insult himself, he educates himself. Replace punishment with reflection. Do not say, I am useless. Say, what can I learn? That small shift transforms identity over time. The fourth principle is to deliberately expose yourself to discomfort. Confidence dies when you avoid difficulty. Live only where it is safe, and your mind learns that you are incapable. Stoicism proposes the opposite: small daily discomforts to strengthen the spirit. Speak when you are afraid. Try even when you are not ready. Endure discomfort without escaping. Marcus Aurelius said the obstacle is the path. Every discomfort faced is a test passed that rebuilds inner security. The fifth principle is to stop seeking external validation as a source of worth. As long as you need approval to feel enough, your confidence will be fragile. Epictetus was direct. If you depend on what others think, you become their slave. Practice doing what is right even when no one sees it. Practice progressing without announcing it. Practice improving without expecting recognition. That emotional independence is one of the purest forms of Stoic confidence. The sixth principle is to remember every day what depends on you and what does not. Many people lose confidence because they blame themselves for things that were never under their control. The final outcome is not up to you. Others' opinions are not up to you. The past is not up to you, but your effort, your intention, and your conduct are. When you focus your energy only on those things, anxiety decreases and confidence stabilizes. Ryan Holiday summarizes it simply: focus on the process, not the result. Imagine someone who applies these principles for weeks. They do not become arrogant. They do not become invincible. They become stable, less reactive, more grounded. They begin to walk differently, speak differently, decide differently, not because the world has changed, but because they have regained inner control. Halfway through this journey, let me tell you something important. If this message is resonating with you, do not forget to subscribe to the Unbreakable Stoic, because here we do not just reflect, we transform. Every video is designed to help you build a strong mind and a purposeful life. Applying these principles will not eliminate all doubt, but it will change something essential. You will stop seeing yourself as fragile and begin to see yourself as disciplined. And discipline over time becomes quiet confidence. Stoic confidence is not displayed. It is felt in calmness, in how you respond, in how you no longer need to prove anything. And the more you practice these actions, the more natural that inner security becomes. There comes a moment when you understand something essential. Confidence was never outside of you. You did not lose it completely. You covered it with fear, doubt, and habits that pulled you away from your center. Stoicism does not ask you to become someone new. It invites you to return to yourself, to the part of you that knows who it is, even when everything trembles. When you begin to live with coherence, when your actions reflect your values, something deep repairs itself in silence. You do not need proclamations. You do not need validation. Confidence appears as a natural consequence of self-respect. Marcus Aurelius said that true strength is standing firm in what is right, no matter what happens around you. Remember this: you are not weak for having doubted. You are human. What defines your character is not the doubt, but what you do despite it. Every time you choose reason over impulse, every time you face discomfort instead of running from it, you are rebuilding confidence from the deepest level. Seneca taught that the greatest power is self-mastery. When you regain that mastery, when you stop reacting and begin choosing, your life changes. Not because the world becomes easier, but because you become stronger within. Others may not notice your process. No one may applaud your effort. And that is fine. The Stoic does not walk to be seen, he walks to be whole. Your calm will be the signal. Your consistency will be the proof. Your stability will be the evidence that you have learned to trust yourself again. Before closing, reflect honestly on this question. If you began treating yourself today with the same respect you expect from others, what would change in your life? The answer may mark the beginning of a quiet but profound transformation. If this message helped you see more clearly, help us share it. Subscribe to the Unbreakable Stoic and let us continue walking together toward a life of purpose, inner discipline, and confidence that does not depend on the world, but on you.